officially replacing my MacBook Pro. After over 3 years of daily use, I finally found a Windows laptop that's not only a serious competitor, it might be my new daily driver. Meet the Asus Vivobook S15, powered by the Ryzen AI 9 365, 32 gigs of RAM, DDR5 at 7500 megatransfer a second, and a gorgeous OLED display. Today we're going head to head. The MacBook Pro M1 versus the Asus Vivobook S15. Let's see who comes out on top. We'll compare them across 5 key categories: build quality, display, performance, noise and connectivity, and battery life. About the build quality, let's start with the obvious. The MacBook Pro has top tier build quality. The all aluminum chassis feels incredibly solid. There's basically no flex on the screen or keyboard, and every part screams premium. It's Apple. You expect that level of quality, and it delivers. But the Vivobook S15 is shockingly good as well. Coming from my last Windows laptop, which was a trash tier entry-level HP from 2012, the Vivobook felt like a massive upgrade. It has a sturdy metal chassis, a massive trackpad, a very comfortable keyboard, and an overall solid and satisfying build. That said, it's still slightly behind the MacBook. The screen has a bit more flex, as you can see. Understandable since it's larger, 15 inches versus the 13 of the MacBook, and it tends to bounce when adjusting the angles. As you can see, the edges aren't as smooth, which becomes noticeable during long typing sessions on the desk, while it has no issues when used on your lap. The keyboard is great, though a bit rubbery and squeaky compared to the MacBooks. I would give the MacBook Pro 5 stars and the Vivobook S15 4 stars. Here's where the Vivobook might actually steal the show. The MacBook display is very good, sharp colors, great contrast and brightness. But against an OLED panel, it simply can't compete. The Vivobook OLED display is stunning, rich, vibrant colors through blacks since the pixel literally turned off, and the most lifelike color reproduction I've seen on a laptop, on any screen whatsoever actually. I'm used to editing on the BenQ EX3210U, but this OLED panel is just better in every aspect. And it's also 120 Hz, which makes everything from scrolling to gaming, light gaming because we don't have a dedicated GPU, incredibly smooth. Though yes, it will drain your battery faster at that refresh rate. The Vivobook easily gets 5 stars, while the MacBook 4. Little side note about the speakers, I'm not making a dedicated category to it, but the Asus ones are straight up trash. There's no workaround. So if you care about the speakers, go with the MacBook. Performance is difficult to compare because of the OS difference. But I ran some tests using 3D Mark, the Wildlife Extreme and Steel Nomad Lite tests, and Cinebench R24. In 3D Mark, the Vivobook clearly outperformed the MacBook. But you need to consider that the Mac version of 3D Mark is actually built for iOS, so results aren't entirely apples to apples. Cinebench R24 gives us a better idea, since it's native on both Windows and macOS. In single core, the scores are very close. The Ryzen AI 9 365 scored 113, while the M1's 109, which is basically the same within error. But in multicore, the Ryzen crushed it. 855 versus 483. No surprise there. The Ryzen has more cores, while the M1 has for efficiency and for performance cores. In real-world usage though, both feel fast and responsive. In fact, where the M1 falls behind in raw power, it makes up for it in Apple's insane optimization in the OS. Hence, I would give the Vivobook 4.5 stars and the MacBook 4. Noise and connectivity. Here's where the MacBook wins by a mile. It's that silent. Yes, it has a fan, but I've only heard it once during an hour-long video render in 3 years of usage. It's whisper quiet and stays cool, even while I was running the previous benchmarks. The Vivobook, on the other hand, gets loud under load. Not crazy loud, but definitely noticeable, and it gets warmer pretty quickly too. When it comes to ports and connectivity though, the MacBook drops the ball. I'm glad that Apple has decided to ditch the Type-C only concept, but I'm stuck with it. So I have to always bring a hub with me. I only have a couple of USB-C ports and an audio jack. The Vivobook, on the other hand, gives you 2 USB-C, 2 USB-A, so the standard USB, a jack, a full-size HDMI and a micro SD slot. Could be better, but it's already much more practical. Both laptops have measured drawdowns, so I'd give 3.5 stars each. Battery life. No contest here. The MacBook absolutely dominates. I can go 2 or even 3 days on a single charge with a light to medium use. The Vivobook, on the other hand, lasted about 8 hours during mixed use, software installs and mainly video playback, set to 60 Hz, native resolution 2880 by 1620p. Not bad, but nowhere near Mac level efficiency and nowhere near their claimed 14 hours of video playback time. MacBook 5 stars, Vivobook 3.5 stars. In conclusion, both are excellent laptops, just for different types of users. The final scores are MacBook 3.3 stars, while the Vivobook 4.1 stars. If you need something compact, quiet and with unbeatable battery life, get the MacBook Pro. It's perfect for college students or anyone who lives in the office suite and needs something ultra portable and reliable, but for performant as well. If you want a bigger screen, better display and more ports, or if you just don't like macOS, the Vivobook S15 is a fantastic option. Personally, since I'm a computer science student, if I were to buy a laptop today, I would go with the Asus one. I need to use Linux for some courses, and on macOS it's doable, but it's a total pain to install. While on a Windows laptop, it's super easy. Some programs are more difficult to get on Mac, if you know what I mean. The monitor is just insane. Which one would you buy? Let me know down in the comments. If you're interested in the laptops, you'll find both of them linked below. Thank you so much for sticking until the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you won't miss any future video. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!